Welcome back to my channel. I am Lydia Carradine. Today I am going to be talking about what embracing or trying to embrace a soft life looks like for me as I deal with chronic fatigue and how that is affecting what I can do and what's realistic for me to do. Embracing ease has not been easy for me at all. I always need to be busy. It's very difficult for me to relax. I don't like to relax, especially when there are things that I know that I can and should be doing. Every time Alicia Renece makes a video about doing less or relaxing, I'm just like, you just came to gather me today. You didn't have to collect me like that. I feel attacked. But it's true. It's always true. And I found that the more I hear things like this, I'm really trying to get them ingrained in my soul. But I also am trying to give myself the room to change. My health has forced me into this position, and I have to remind myself that I can't undo a lifetime of habits in an afternoon. One self-care Sunday is not going to undo it, and it's not going to happen in a week or a month. Had a lifetime of programming that living under capitalism and Black excellence and hustle culture, um, especially the industry that expects me to work on fumes, sometimes in abusive situations, is the norm. So I'm having to constantly remind myself that there is another way to be. So I am evolving, and as I'm continuing to heal and deal with this fatigue, I'm learning to adjust. So my soft life activities might not be your soft life. So, I do what I can. I go for very slow walks because I can't work out the way that I used to, but I am trying to work activity back into my daily routine. So I go for really slow walks. My everyone in my neighborhood is maybe secretly a master gardener. Like there are really truly beautiful like botanical garden level lawns. So I take pictures of the flowers. I try to take it in and like just really be mindful of the air and the birds and whatever I see outside, because that is really refreshing and restorative for me. I have started taking really elaborate baths, like it's giving Lady of Leisure, it's giving Gwyneth in the Royal Tenenbaums. I mean, like I will have my bath oils, some glycerin, some peppermint oil, Himalayan salt. What else? If you get you a CBD bath soak, it is a game changer. And I just sit in there for like an hour and listen to a podcast or because that's something that I can do that's accessible to me. I don't have to leave the house. It's relaxing, but I really have to do things that don't make me more tired. Sometimes I can't do that because putting all those things and waiting for the water and then like being in that much hot water just like drains me more. So that's not a thing that I can do all the time. But when I do, I find it to be really helpful to me. Um, I wanted to travel more this year, but that's probably not gonna happen. I don't know. It's only March. Things could change. Um, but I'm adjusting the way that I'm approaching that and just getting out of the house because now that I feel this way, every outing is an adventure. So, last time I left the house for more than 2 hours, I had to take a nap immediately after. And I don't mean like, oh, I'm tired. Like I like collapsed. Um, so traveling, especially internationally, is not something that I don't think feasibly do safely right now. Um, so, I wanted to go to Costa Rica for the first time. Instead of that, I will maybe go to the Academy Museum this summer. Um, and that's something that I really have to think about. Like, can I do this? Can I spend these hours outside of the house and like get there and park and all those things? Because all that I have to consider differently. Um, there's this map of secret swings in LA. One of them I've already been to, but I want to go. Like, that's something that I'm like, okay, I can't go to Kenya. I wasn't really going to go to Kenya this year, but I wanted to. I'm going to in the future. Instead, I'm going to go see some swings, because that's something that I can feasibly do. Um, and traveling isn't necessarily a soft thing, but it's something that brings me peace. Being outside of the United States brings me peace. Um, but so does being in nature. So that's why I'm kind of trying to alternate. Like, I can't go far away, but I can spend more time outside. There's a really lovely park close to me that getting there is easy. There's always parking. Um, and it has a really lovely Japanese tea house. There's a garden, there's a little pond, and a gazebo. So sometimes I just go out there and sit and like read or whatever, um, because it's calming to me. The theme is calming, easy, accessible. That's kind of where I have to operate right now. Um, instead of going to Cannes, I might go to Santa Barbara. Might, but probably not because that's I'm constantly scaling back, and that is okay. Accepting where I am now is part of the work I'm trying to do for myself. Um, I'm reading more instead of trying to be online and like feel like I need to stay on top of things all the time. And if I'm too tired to read, I listen to an audiobook. That's that's what, I have to do sometimes. I paint, but painting can be a lot if you are exhausted. You have to get all these things in place and get them ready. So instead of painting, I've been turning to my adult coloring books more often. I found some really great ones by Black artists. I will link those below. Um, and that's a way that I can be creative, but it's easy to put away. It's easy to do. So that's something that I do as an alternative. I really like to do puzzles, but keeping track of the pieces, bending over a table is more painful than it should be because of everything going on. So now I do digital puzzles, and it's it's faster, it's just as fulfilling, um, and I'm fine with that for now. I also do things like, order groceries as much as possible, and it, really anything that I can, because going to the store wears me out, and I can't really risk another infection because my body did not react to the first 2.5 ones well, which is why we're here now. So I just really try to mitigate my risks as much as possible. So anything that I can order, that's what I do. Um, and I'm just constantly looking for ways to make things easier for me. I realized, and I had to have a talk with myself, that I don't ever look down on someone else when they ask for help or they need accessibility accommodations. And now I'm very mindful that like the wider world is not always kind to people with disabilities or people who need different considerations. Um, but I was holding myself to the standard of having to be outwardly perfect and self-sufficient. Um, but when I interact with people who need different things, I'm never like upset with them. And so I had to stop being upset with myself for needing to do things in a different way. Um, it's okay to ask for help. This is for me too. It's okay to do less. It is okay to ask for help. It's okay to do things the easiest way. That is something that I am trying to really get inside of me to believe as I continue to do it. Um, and I am open to any other ways that you might be making your life easier. This is something that I didn't have to be as mindful of before. So now I'm more sensitive to my reality and the reality of millions of other people. 1 in 4 Americans apparently has some sort of disability. Um, and, that affects us in so many different ways. So that is where I am with that part of the journey. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will talk to you later.